Hello, everyone, and Supercoach Lock here. We're going to go do something a little bit different today. We're going to have a look at some fallen primos because it's upgrade season. We're poor. We're looking for discounts, so we're shopping at Aldi now. I already did make a video for this, but for some reason my microphone wasn't working, so apologies if I rush through this a bit. Alright, and I think it's the first time I've done a video like this, so please go easy on me, okay? So, alright, anyway, let's get into it. Now, we're going to start off in defence. So, first off, we got Tom Stewart. So, his round 6 price is currently 531.1k. He's got a 137 break even. And, well, I haven't put round 7 price because he's going to miss next week with a concussion. And, round 8, round 9. So, after round 9, he could be 503k. So, definite bargain there. You could even maybe close to swapping Matt Roberts for Tom Stewart, which pretty good deal. So obviously he's at a huge discount. Top defender should be top 6, top 3 not sure, but definitely top 6. And only negative I can find is could he be rested? Because Geelong top of the ladder. Geelong like to manage their players, so it could be a possibility, but we'll see. Alright, next we've got Nick Dacos, who is now 577.3k, and he was 650k at the start of the year. I was thinking about it. I know some people did. You're going to trade him in after his bye, because Finn McGuinness tag and etc. But he's very highly owned. If you're a non-owner, you'd be licking your lips getting him in at this price. So I'd be getting him in now. I reckon he'd still be D1 by the end of the year. And he's a vice captain option as well. Alright, next we've got James Sicily, or as I call him, James So Silly, because he can get suspended for some silly things. Anyway, he's gonna hover around the 530k mark for the next few weeks. I'm not sure if I want him. Is he top 6 this year? He's probably around the top 10 mark, but he's definitely one. He'll be on my radar, but not sure if I'll get him. He does have a huge ceiling, but as Sam Mitchell has already shown, he can actually play forward. He's been swung forward at least once. Like I said, suspension prone, and he's not taking as many kick-ins as he used to. I think Carl Amon, and I think there's someone else, I can't quite put my finger on who it is, that's taking more of the kick-ins. So he's on my radar, but probably not this year. Alright, next we've got Bailey Dale, who's just scored a 165 against the St Kilda, who do like to leak points against halfback flankers. He's got a break-even 54, so he's very cheap, 422. Why? Because Bevo started him as the sub for some reason. No idea why. But if you're going to get him, probably get him this week because he was at his cheapest right now. Has the high ceiling. Is he a top 10 mid defender? Sorry. Not sure if he is, but he'd be close to that. And negative for Bailey Dale is Bevo's his coach. He's got a handy round 15 bye, so worst case you can just flip him after that. All right, next we've got Jack Sinclair. Now he's 546k. He could drop to around about 500k. Some positives. He's got this top 6 scoring history, but I don't think that happens this year because Bonner, Saya Wanganeen, Malera, Brad Hill, etc. They're just taking points from each other. They're sharing the points. So it'd probably be a no for me this year. Now we're into the midfielders. We've got the Bont. Now, he's the premium range Aldi. He's the stuff that's in the middle of the aisle. He's 646k. Nearly 100k drop. He's got a break even of 171, but does play against Fremantle this year, where this time last year against them, he scored a 182. So hopefully he can repeat that for owners. But for non-owners, he could come down to 630k, which is a massive bargain for who I still think will be the M1 for the year. All right. He's obviously a captain, vice captain option, but Bevo's his coach. He could be playing at a back pocket or something for some reason. All right. Next. All right. Next, we've got Tom Green. Now he's 591k. He's going to be less than 550k in a few weeks. He's had a couple of stinker games. Don't know what's happened. Well, he's still getting touches, but on the weekend they just weren't as many contested possessions, and a few clangers giving away a few free kicks. But I still expect him to be a top 8 mid, so I'm not going to be trading him out. He's still a vice captain option, but he's not in great form, so you could get him at a bargain in a couple of weeks' time. All right, next, Christian Petracca. Now, he had a very un-Christian Petracca-like game on the weekend, or last week, last game he played, where he scored a 70. So he has a break-even of 157. He's going to get down to about 600k potentially, but he's playing Richmond, so he very well might even get that 157 break-even, because Richmond are playing their VFL side. They're very easy to score against. All right. So he's going to be your top 4 mid, I reckon. And bad thing, he could get that break-even, so he might not drop that much. All right. Next, got Errol Golden. 585.8k, break-even 107, so he'll probably, if he scores what he's scoring right now, he'll hover around this price. We do know he does have a huge ceiling, but there's a lot of Sydney mids at the moment. You got Parker coming back, you've had Taylor Adams just come back, you've got Isaac Heaney who's playing in the mid instead of forward. There's just a lot of mouths to feed. You've got Callum Mills to come back. Just a lot of mouths to feed in that Sydney midfield. So, for that reason, I might avoid, or if not, reassess after his round 12 bye. All right, next. Got Rory Laird. Now, he's dropped, quite a bit. Break even 174. He could be around the 530k mark. He has a top mid history, He's been in the top 3 mids. But has he lost that midfield role? You got younger guys coming through like Rankin, Saligo. So, he might be... I think he's being pushed more out into a half-forward flank. But that could be good for us because he might get forward DPP, right, which could be quite handy. But, we'll see after round 12. All right, and also Adelaide have a pretty good fixture. A lot of games at the Adelaide Oval. North Melbourne next round. West Coast before the bye. Hawthorn, Richmond, all before the bye. So a pretty good run. But one I'm really interested in is Rory Laird's teammate Jordan Dawson, the captain. 533.6k. He's just come off a massive 160 score against Bombers. He's got a break-even of 73, so I'm highly considering getting him in this week. You could wait a week, but I might want to go this week, just get his full value. Cheap top 10 mid, perhaps. Has a good run coming up, as discussed just before. Is he back in form? I think he is. I reckon he's found his mojo. He was just butchering the ball at the start of the year. He had no problems getting it, just what he was doing with it. So he's had a bad start to the year. The big score did come without Crouch on the side, but I don't think Crouch really affects him. All right. Sorry, guys. All right, next. Got LDU. Now, 516k. He just hasn't looked good at all this year, I don't think. So he's going to drop below 500k. He can have a high ceiling when he's in form. Is he even a top 10 mid now? I'm not sure. It'll be a pass for me for now. Reassess after his round 12 bye. All right, Clayton Oliver. Now, this one's very interesting. So this is, a guy who's Supercoach royalty, top, 3 type, not just mid, but in the whole game. Um, you know, and he's only 502k. He's got a high break even. Like Petracca, he is playing Richmond this week, so he could have a high score there. But, we should get him under 500k. And if we can get him even close to 450k, I might just bring him in and hope that he goes well. Like, this is Clayton Oliver. We know his issues with match fitness and some off-field issues. But, surely he's got to turn around. You just don't lose, the talent that he has. He does have that round 14 bye, which is quite annoying, which a lot of popular players have that round 14 bye. All right, so one to keep an eye on. Next. All right, we've got Jordan De Goey. Yeah, he's 456k. He was one, if you watched one of my previous videos, that I was actually interested in getting. And after watching the Port Adelaide game, watching the live scores, he was on about 47, I think, at quarter time. And I was like, no, I was actually thinking of picking you. But I went Walsh instead. Well, I'm probably happy that I went Walsh. But, yeah. He'll be sub 500k, for at least the next couple of weeks. He does have a huge ceiling, but he also has a low floor. Is he a top 10 mid? Not too sure, and he's a bit injury and suspension prone. He has round 15 bye, so if you brought him in, you can just flip him to someone who's already had their bye. Alright, next. Sam Walsh. Now, I've already got him. A lot of people went early on him. A lot of people are looking to bring him in this week. He has 576.68k, break even at 33. He's going to be over 620k next week. He has a huge ceiling here, consistent scorer, never has a bad game. Only concern that we have is the back injury concern. Could he be rested? Although, from what I saw him do, wasn't doing things that someone with a sore back does. Yeah, he has around 14 bye as well, which is quite annoying. But get him in your side. Highly recommend. Next, onto the rucks. We've got Tim English. He's 611k. He could be 570k in a few weeks. He has a huge ceiling, as we know. He's top 4 ruck. The top 4 rucks, by the way, I think are English, Gawn, Marshall, Grundy, in no particular order. I suppose we could probably throw Cherry in there as well, make it a top 5, because he's doing pretty well. Now, Bevo has come and said, I think it was Bevo that said that, he might be playing more forward and Darcy, doing more rucks. So could that mean that we get DPP? Knowing Bevo, he'll just, ruck English just enough to not get him DPP, just to screw us over. All right. But saying that, playing forward, Sam Darcy, is he taking some of his minutes, which, doesn't, if Tim English is going to be forward, and, Tim English isn't doing all the stuff all around the ground, which is where he gets all his points. So, yeah, that's one thing to watch. Round 15 bye, which is handy as well. All right, next we've got Rowan Marshall. Now, I also consider him top 4 or top 5 mid, but he just had a stinker last week. High break even. He scored like a 50. He could be down to 550k, 540k. He has a huge ceiling. Loves playing at Marvel. 11 out of the last 13 games are at Marvel, and negatives. I don't see any. He could even be a vice captain option. All right, next. Now, we're on to the forwards. So, not many forwards here. Jack McCrae, 480k. We know the story. He had an interrupted preseason. Started games as the sub. Now, he's gone down to, he'll be around about that 480k mark. Between 480 to 500. Might have a look at him. He's Supercoach royalty when in form, but I'm not sure if he has that same role anymore. But he still should be enough to be a top 6 forward. And we want to see maybe if Libba being out affected him, but I think Ed Richards took the Libba role last week, so it shouldn't affect him too much. So definitely one I'm very interested in. Next, we've got Taylor Adams, who's just come back from injury. 2 games, he's on the bubble. 437.2k, break even 66. So he should stay around that 440, 450 mark. I reckon he could be a top 6 haul from here onwards. But he is injury prone, and like I said with Errol Golden, lots of Sydney midfielders to feed. Alright, well, yeah, that'll do for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Apologies if it seemed a bit rushed because, yeah, I already did this and, yeah, didn't have my microphone, or my microphone wasn't working for some reason. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.